Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Owl House Season 1 Episode 14, Really Small Problems. This was supposed to come out yesterday, but I'm doing it today along with Episode 15 in a separate video today called Understanding Willow. So hopefully I get 14, 15 done today. So tomorrow I can get 16, 17 done. The next Monday I'll get 18 and the season finale for 19 done Monday. And that's a special day because that's the day before my graduation, and it's also the day my a family member is going to come visit us. So that's going to be pretty cool. So I definitely want to get 14, 15 done today. But okay. So sorry, I thought I heard something. Sorry. But it starts in the owl house where Ida is cooking something in a pot, and Luce is using like a crystal ball, like, to video chat with Gus and Willow. It's okay. I just hope they don't just do the whole thing where they have what we have, but they just say they just use magic to do it, because they've been doing that quite a lot lately. But it's okay. It's fine. I'm not gonna take a point off. It's just okay. Just stop doing it. But basically, Luce is basically talking to Willow and Gus, and before she goes to school with them, Luce says the whole like, oh, like my thumb disappeared thing, and Willow laughs, and Gus is like, oh my god, humans can detach their fingers, and Luce says, oh, and they say humans can't do magic, and King's like, hey Luce, like, why are you still talking to your friends? We're supposed to start the what's it called, the Luce and King comedy hour, and Ida's like no, not again, and they do bread puns. I forgot what they were, but it's like, oh no, he like put his face through a loaf of bread, and he's like, oh, I'm in a crummy situation. They both laugh, and he's like, oh, this just goes on for hours, and Lisa's like, oh, the alarm is going off. He's like, all right, bye guys, see you at school, and Lisa's like, bye King, like, I'm gonna go to school, and King's waiting by the door, and it's like, King's like saying to Ida, do you think she's gonna come back? And Ida's like, hey, yes, like every day she's gonna come back, but it's sweet that you miss her. And King removes that bread from his face, and he's like, the King of Demons never misses anybody. I wouldn't care if she came back right now. And Luce comes back, and King just Ida says, oh, that was fast, and King's like, oh, you're back, and he goes on top of Luce's head and say, I didn't miss you at all. He's lying, but that's what King does. And Luce is like, apparently there's a fairy or a pixie infestation at Hexside, so school's closed today. So he's like, I'm guess I'm stuck here. And Hootie comes in and is like, hey, I got mail, and he's throwing up. He's like, la, la, and he's trying to throw up the mail, and Luce's face, I wish I can show it, but it's like, oh my god, Hootie, stop doing that. And he just throws up the mail, and he's like, what was it? Bill, Death Hex. She just threw it in the trash, and the trash sort of disappeared. And it's like, oh, well, wait a second, look, there's a carnival in town. And, Luce is like, hey, the carnival, that sounds like a great idea. You know what, King? I've been so busy with school, I haven't been paying that much attention to you. So how about let's take this comedy hour on tour? And King's like, hooray! And he's like, I'm going too, because carnivals are full of suckers. And so let's do it. And she's been stirring Albert, but it's in the frozen form, so Albert wasn't really like going through torture or anything, because Ida knows how to take care of him, so that's good, which is funny. And then he's like, all right, let's go, and Hooty's like, I want to go too, and Hooty has like sunblock on, and Hat's like, oh, do love without me, and there's like a fly, oh fly, talk to me, so Hooty's gonna stay in the house because he won't be able to go. So we get to the carnival, and Ida, Luce, and King are just walking around, and Tibbles shows up. What was it? Tibbles Grimhammer, and he's like, "Oh, Tibbles, you sent this?" And Ida just turned around like, "You didn't read the back, whatever." And it did show Ida only reading the front, so that is context, not just Ida being dumb. So she didn't just turn her over, and this is like Tibbles doing the same stance that he's doing, in like a red suit, black top hat, cane, and he's like Lucy's like, aren't you so mad at us for crushing your stand? It's like, oh no, like that's all in the past. I started a new business, this tiny terror circus, and Luce pressed her face against the glass. It's like, oh my god, this is so cute, and just like unicorns and chimera, and it's like, hey, Ida's like, oh, you're obviously tricking us, and Tibbles is like, oh no, I'm so generous. Like, here's this free bottle of water, and you just examines it, like, yeah, it's this purple glowing orb, and she just chucks it and hits some guy. It's like, I know a scam when I see one, and I'm gonna set up my own scam here. And Ida's a criminal, so I'm not gonna knock any points off. If she was a regular person, I was like, no, don't do that. But Ida's a criminal, so he just kicks some guy out. It's like, everyone step up into Ida's human horror house. It's hilarious. And then it's like, hey, everyone, check out these stockings. And then King in their fishnet stockings, and King's like, you should really put a lock in your closet. And Luce is like, you know what, Ida can pick through my socks all she wants. So geez, Luce is, oh jeez. But he's like, come on, my partner in crime, let's go have some fun with a comedy tour. And Tibbles is like, and that basically says he's gonna be back. What else? Why would he do that? And we are going through the carnival, and there's this guy. He's in the abomination track. He's like, oh, come play Gunkin skin, I guess. So you dunk the skeleton in the skin, and then he's like, oh no, I have pores. Oh jeez. And we have Luce and King walking around, and oh, what should we start with first? Like the roller coaster, and or should we try some like a mysterious fried orb? And King is like, by this place, and he's like, oh, is this some sort of deadly weapon? And Luce is like, oh, no, silly, they're friendship bracelets. Oh, is that another type of weapon? Is it a weapon of love? It's meant for best friend, and even if they're apart, they'll always be together. And then King's like yes, and it's much more safe than being blood brothers. Yeah, Luce, let's get them. And then the guy says, yoink. Sorry, ma'am, if your bone son you wants this, you had to get tickets. Was 1,000 tickets, I think. Carnival rules. And King's like, he's like, beat up the man. He stole my bracelet. He stole our bracelet. He said, no, we'll just win the tickets. And he's like, okay. And they're like, games. And then they met with this is the house of death. Oh jeez. And it's games, and they met with Will Gus. So yay, friends! It's like, oh, this is just a silly pun. Luce is like what did you say? I had a feeling I would see carnival. Wait, I forgot what she says. It was carnival. The carnival. And Gus is like, boo. I agree with Gus. That was terrible. But Luce is Luce. And then Will's like, yeah, Tibbles sent this, and they come to the carnival. You other two. And like I said before, I guess you can see it right here. Red suit, bow tie, yellow, whatever. Cane and black top hat. And it's like we obviously knew it was a trick, but who cares? We're gonna we want to go to the Ferris wheel. It's like a human Ferris wheel, but it makes you relive your worst nightmares. And she's like, Lucy says like, oh yeah, this mama is ready for trauma. Oh jeez. And King's like, and then Lucy's like, oh right, I'm sorry, but King and I have a special quest to get a friendship bracelet. And then it's like, and then Will's like, yeah, sure, we can help. And Will was good in this Will was good in this conversation. But my first complaint in the episode, where I know Gus is 12 years old, but seriously, where Gus is like, oh, does a widow guy win a prize? Oh, does he? Oh, does he? Oh, does he? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Gonna point his finger, and King obviously smacks his hand away. Like, what the heck? Dana basically says a bunch of question marks of how old King is. So people have been thinking 100 years old. People have been thinking 50. People have been thinking 5. No one really knows. But Gus, you see how everyone else treats King. They don't treat him like a baby, like And Gus is just treating him like a baby. It's a 95 because Gus, I didn't like it. But anyway. And Lucy's like, yeah, the more the merrier, right, King? And she's like, oh, okay, Lucy, yeah, well, whatever you want. And it's like, yeah, approval. So let's go. And King just falls over, and he just wants to catch up. There's a montage. They're playing the skee ball, and they're having fun. And King's just trying to catch up, and just spits the ball in his head, and he's just getting frustrated. They're doing the whole cutout thing, so Gus goes in one, Willow goes in one, Luce gets in one, and King's in the trash, and it looks like 3 friends and the person who's in the trash. And just look at King. Oh jeez. Oh, there we go. I want to get that. Like, he looks so sad, and then they're doing a fried orb where Luce takes a bite, Willow takes a bite, King eats the whole. Gus eats the rest, so there's none for King. And King's getting more frustrated, and Willow actually says like, actually the pixie infestation was because of Basha. I guess it was like she accidentally released him or something. And King's just trying to pop the, what does it say, the pop the pulp. Is that a T or a Y? It's a T, right? Pop the pulp. Whatever. And King's just trying to throw it, but he can't. He just falls over. And King's just watching them just laugh and having a good time. And King just looks back at them, just walks away. And you just see carnival with best friends. And King just looks at it, and he's like, huh. And he's like, oh, having trouble. And this guy shows up, he's his name is like, I'm Obvioso, like the fortune teller. And King's like, haven't I seen you from somewhere? Is it? Oh yeah, isn't it? It's like so. Yeah, isn't it obvious? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Isn't it obvious? How obvious? Obvioso. It seems a little too, like, I don't want to call King for how did you not recognize the guy, because maybe he just assumed this. A lot of people just look like Tibbles, and they just look like someone else. But Obvioso, isn't it obvious? I don't know. It is at 90, but that's what I was gonna say. And it's like, yeah, that's not the only thing I can see. I see something's troubling you, little friend. And so, you got my mark, obvious. So you see, today was supposed to be about me and Luce. See, but now she's with her new cool school friends, and he's like, oh, what if I can tell you all those? I can make those problems disappear. And King's like, Part of me is saying like that could be illegal, but the other half is saying like go on, and like Tibbles goes in the back, gets the glowing orb thing. Um, I'm just trying to remember. Did King get a good look at it? I'm trying to remember. I know Ida got a good look at it because she was the one who was holding it. But did King get a good look? I'm assuming he didn't because I can't remember. But it's at 90 right now, so I'm not gonna take points off because maybe King didn't get a good look at it. And he's like like, here you go, like he look, he just sprayed it and burst into flames, and he's like, no, oh, you poofed it, someone get the cops, this guy's crazy. And he's like, no, I can bring it back, and he like by tapping my cheeks I can bring back and brought back. I think that's like a Rumpelstiltskin thing, like a fairy tale nod or something. So okay, guess that's the reference. And he's like, it laid an egg and baby came out. And he's like, here you go, like enjoy the rest of the carnival with your friend, and without the problems. And he's like, loose Willow and Gus won't know what hit them. And he's like, oh, you even know their names, you must really be psychic. And, it's hard to argue with a fortune teller. He takes off his mustache. He's like, ha ha ha. And then King just comes back, and he's like, in the future, do we ever find love? And he's like, yes. He's like, hee 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 hee. He's like, whew. I'm just gonna leave it like that. And so he's like, whew. And then King comes back, but he puts like the spray bottle in the his fanny pack, but like and I'm trying to think for a second. 95, 90, 85, right? Yeah, it's just like he just puts the spray bottle in, and it's like not sticking out. Like, how would that even work? But anyway, the spray bottle's gone, I guess. But he's like in his fanny pack, and he's like, oh, King, there you are. Like King's like, oh, come on, like time to win more prizes to get the bracelet. And Gus is like, I come on, we need to do rides. And King's like games, and Gus is like rides, games, rides. And I'm like, Gus, Luce was with King first, and you are intruding. I found this very rude of Gus. I'm not gonna lie, I found it very rude of him. Like, I know people say, oh, he's 12 years old. I don't like it. Anyway, it's 80 out of 10 right now. But anyway, Luce is like, food. And he's like, you guys sort this out, and I'm gonna come back. And Willow and Gus are all like, oh, we should go to this ride. This fits perfectly for 3 people. And King's like, but today was supposed to be about me and Luce. And Will's laughing, and they kind of like chuckle a little bit. And Gus does the same thing where there's a little guy, is his best friend. And King's like, get off of me, because he's picking King up. And Gus has picked him up without King's permission. I found that really rude too. Like, Gus, how would you like if someone picked you up like that? I don't think you would like it. He's 75. And basically, King's trying to push Gus off, but the spray bottle, fell into the ground and sprayed both Willow and Gus, and now they're gone. And King's like, oh no! And then, he puts away the spray bottle in his fanny pack of holding, I guess. And, Lucy's like, oh, they must have really liked the rides. And King's like, Luce, I have something to tell you. And he's like, oh no, I got something to tell you, King. He's so mean. She's got so mean. He's like, come on, let's get those bracelets, because I promised to win them for you. Come on. And King, he's like, Willow and Gus will be all right for now, and I know I can bring them back by tapping my cheeks. So like it'll be fine. So he's like, all right, come on. And then you see Willow and Gus are like all itty bitty, because that's really small problems. And I think we get to the B plot, right? I believe so. Unless I'm wrong. I believe the B plot comes in here. But what are we on now? Like a 75 right now? Yeah, so it's C plus right now. But we get to Ida. It's like, oh, who wants an outdated human reference? And I found that funny because it's a fidget spinner, and that's definitely outdated. And everyone out here, this is illegal stand. And it's like, oh, were you the police? Like, yes, I'm the fun police. And it's like, oh, you're coming with me. I said like, oh no, I'm not. Like with my staff. And he's like, wait, Albert, where are you? And Albert's playing like whack a giraffe. It's basically their version of whack-a-mole. Is like, oh, curse your cute antics, and she just trips over the counter and goes into the cotton candy, but she can do magic, without Albert. So why didn't she cast a spell on the guard? Like, she wasn't ready for like Albert, but why didn't she have a spell ready? Because we've seen her do magic without Albert, so that made no sense. But so, I don't know, it's 70 right now, and the cotton candy guy's like, oh yeah, I got her. Oh, okay, sure, your car was there. All right, and okay, we get back to the A plot where Willow and Gus are itty bitty, and it's like, oh, King must have sprayed us with something. It was Gus's fault, but he's like, all right. They're getting attacked by something, and then Willow does her rare magic where she gets angry and vines come out of the floor, and it like kind of strangles the monster's tongue. Is it like, let me get some kind of candy, let's get a fly. Is it, oh, the fly, why is it so hairy? Because everything up close is hairy. And she grabs Gus, puts on the fly, and they're flying around, and they're kind of chasing after King and Luce, and King and Luce are having fun, they're playing the games, and Willow and Gus are just trying to, chase after them. We get back to the B plot, where Ida and the what was it, the chief of the fun police is like, oh, I take my business very seriously, and the bow tie just spins around. Okay, sure. And it's like, I can do one or two things. I can turn you into Emperor's Coven and get this reward, or you can work for me. And I'm like, why would that make sense? She has a bounty unbelievable, and this is a carnival. Well, let me defend it for a second. How much do you get, being in the carnival? Is it a rich carnival? They never explained that. I found it kind of weird because he's like, Edith's like, oh, I don't want to get turned in, so okay, and he's like, oh, you got to sell these crab caramel apples. How much would this be if it's to cover the bounty? It's kind of ridiculous, but we don't know the price of the crab apples. So, are they expensive? I don't know. Should I just play along with it and say that it's expensive crab apples? Okay, sure. It's expensive caramel crab apples. Why not? Okay, sure. Okay. We okay, so Edith's gonna, and that dress actually looks pretty nice. It looks goofy, but it's nice for Ida. And we get back to the A plot where they finally got enough tickets, and it's 1,000 tickets, and Willow and Gus on the fly drops some cotton candy and loses hair. Oh, I gotta find a mirror for this. And the counter guy is still counting the tickets to like 1,000 tickets, and King's like, oh, count faster, and he looks like a mirror, and just sees a bunch of arrows that's made of cotton candy. He's like, oh, thank you, arrows. Thank you, arrows. And she goes into the mirror, and you kind of see different references, like a skeleton loose, like a space blob loose, some anime loose, like a puppy loose. Oh, okay. Anyway, she gets to a mirror that has Will and Gus, and they're really big old friends. And she slams into the mirror. It's a trick mirror, and then Will's like pointing down. And she sees him really itty bitty. It's like, oh my gosh, and he's like, and then the guy in the counter finally counts to 1,000, like 1,000 tickets. Wow! And he's like, here you go. Here's the friendship bracelet. Oh, hooray! And then King follows the arrows to where Luce said, because Luce said she was gonna find a mirror. He said, oh, Luce, I'm back. I got the bracelet. And she's like, King, what did you do? And the King's like, what? And then he sees the Gus and Willow itty bitty. Because, and he's like, oh my, because he didn't know what this was gonna happen. And he's like, King's like, Will's like, oh, you sprayed us with something, and Gus is complaining, now I can't go on the big boy rides. Get a grip, Gus. And then he's like, wait, this wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to make you small. It's supposed to make you disappear. And she's like, what? And no, there was a psychic, right? And like he gave me the spray bottle, and Lucy's like, that's what did it. Like, give me the spray bottle, King. And he said, no, I gotta explain. And I was just trying to, and Lucy's like, you shrink my friend? No, I was just trying to, like, get rid of my problems. And Lucy, I know she's very overzealous, but she didn't give King a good time to really explain himself, because Gus was the issue. Gus did it. If Gus didn't pick him up, they never would have become small. So I got mad at Gus, and I also got mad at Luce for doing that. But it's what is it now? 70, I think. Wait, no, 65. Yeah, it's a D plus right now. It's a 65. But anyway, and then they get really small, and it's like King's like, oh, I know what to do, and like he just taps his cheeks, and it's not working, and then Tibbles like comes in, and it's like, oh, I think it's working perfectly. He grabs him. King still tap his cheeks, and Gus is like, Luce, I think King's broken, and he's like, I don't understand. Like, Avioso said it would work. And Tibbles like, oh, did he now? But what if he was lying to you from the start? And he puts the magic his outfit on. And then he's like, and then King's like, oh, when Avioso knows you stole his mustache. And he's like, oh. And it's like, well, what did, and Lucy's like, why are you doing this? Wait, no. I forgot what he said. Like, oh, guess whose cheeks could control the spell? So I guess it's his cheeks. And Lucy's like, why are you doing this? Because when you smashed my stand, you smashed away, what was it, 5 centuries of Grimhammer property and like legacy. So now I have to start a new thing. Now I'm gonna feed you to the tiny terror animals. So citizens of the Boiling Isles, I give you the Tibbles Tiny Tent of Terrors, or I think it was called, and everyone's like, like celebrating, and the animals come in, and just like this nice unicorn say, oh, at least this one's still my friend, and just she puts like a mean face, and Lucy's like, oh no, like that's how friends react, but they're just trying to get away. Gus does illusion of a vacuum cleaner, and they get scared because animals are afraid of vacuums. Will just more of her angry magic, and you get some vines to pull the water bottle, and they go behind the water bottle, and he's in a poofy outfit, is caramel crab apples, get them, they cost money, they're throwing stuff at her because she's not worth anything, and they're behind the water bottle, and the unicorns and the chimera trying to get him, and King's like, oh, this is all your fault, and he's like, I'm gonna fix this, and he goes like behind him, it's like, Luce, Willow, Gus, I'm sorry for doing this, I'm sorry for Willow and Gus, I'm sorry for poofing you, even though it wasn't his fault. And then Luce, look, you're going home soon, and you're hanging out at school, and I just miss you. And Luce is like, has this shocked look on her face, and he goes on top of the animals, like, kind of thinking on his feet, and then he just kind of it's sort of a sacrifice where he throws the friendship bracelet on Tibbles' cheeks, and he's taking a bath in the money, and then he's like, oh, darn flies, and he taps his cheeks like twice, and he's like, oh no, and all the animals, including Luce, Willow, Gus, and King, all get big. So it's 60%. It's 6 out of 10 right now. But all of them get big, and he's like, oh, come on, guys, it's not my fault the entertainment stinks. And it's like, none of those dumb kids got eaten. And he's like, dumb kids? Wait, those are my dumb kids. That's funny that he includes Willow, Gus, and King as like their kids, her kids. Like, those are my dumb kids. And then they'll get big, and the animals get big too. Is the animals you shrunk the animals too? It's a tent of tiny terrors. The animals had to be tiny. You know, something had to. And and then all the audiences are throwing stuff at the animals, like, oh, attack them, and they're just tasting the apples, and they're holding the caramel apples, and then just chase after them. They chase them out of the stadium, so all of them escape, and then Gus, what was it? Tibbles like, no, I'm not letting you get away this time, and now I'll make sure you're disappeared for good. And Edith just snatches the bottle and throws it away. Oh no, Tibbles, that's not how entertainment works. The bad guy always gets his just desserts. And he's like, oh no, not just desserts. And oh, it's on me, girls. And all the unicorns like go after him. With all the caramel on his face, the caramel crab apples, and it's like, Willow, Gus, you're okay. King is talking to them, and Lucy's like, thanks to you, King. Here's most of it. It got shattered. King looks like he's about to cry, and he's like, it's okay, because now there's a piece for everyone. If you accept that is. I'm glad King is trying to be more open to more friendships than just loose, but I really didn't like Gus this episode. But Will's like, oh, thank you, King, and Gus is like, oh yeah, thanks, King, I always wanted a piece of metal in my pocket. And then he's like, hey, King, King's like, loose, I'm sorry, demons do crazy things when they miss someone they care about. And Lou's like, hey, can I tell you a secret? I miss you too. And she gives him a kiss on the forehead. Oh, that's nice. And he's like, oh, Ida, you coming? Oh, nope, I'm good here. Oh, carnivals are the best. And she guess she stole all of his money. Ida's a criminal, so whatever. Luce, Ida, and King come home, and Hootie was having fun with the fly. Oh, too bad no one noticed us rubble rousers in the house. Hootie and Fly. Fly and Hootie, and the fly killed itself inside Hootie. Oh, that's what friendship tastes like. Wow. It tastes like a bug. And Ida Luce and King tried to escape the house, like, close the door so Hootie won't notice us. Notice them. But overall, this was a 6 out of 10. I'm glad we saw Tibbles again. I liked some of the elements. Like, ESA, those are my dumb kids, and we saw more Luce's magic. Luce's magic. We saw more Willow's angry magic. We got, the confirmation that, King, is gonna miss Luce, and, and that Luce is still gonna go home. And King's gonna miss her, and, King's gonna be more friendly with, Willow and, Gus. That's nice, I guess. So, and the human horror house, that was funny. And Edith's poofy dress. But overall, 6 out of 10. Hopefully the episodes get better, because, it kind of went from the episodes went to a 75 to 70 and now to a 60. Like, come on, guys. They had to be a little bit more better. But, I'm going to do episode 15, Understanding Willow, also today. But everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys later today with episode 15, Understanding Willow. Alright,